climate change, we have a limited amount of time to resolve it, and it concerns everyone.
Paris is about setting direction and setting us moving forward after Paris.
Here we are, COP21. This is the moment where like thousands of people converging on Paris.
I wouldn't want people to look back on my actions and say, why didn't you do something? And I wouldn't have a good answer.
What do you want? Climate justice! What do you want? What? No! What? No!
Look, it has this like scar.
That's nice.
You wouldn't imagine ice to be so soft. So these are 12 pieces of ice from the Greenland ice sheet. They melted off the Greenland ice sheet that an artist took to Paris. They're in formation of a clock. And he set them out at the beginning of COP, and they're supposed to melt by the end of COP. Some of them, I don't know if they will by the end of COP. COP is like 3 days away, so. Oh, so cold. Look at this though. See, this is such a different texture. It's like, I mean, it's beautiful as well. Oh, look at, there's a hole in this one. Hi. Look at this over here, the design. The pattern in the ice is like, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Us in our red coats and our backpacks. Oh yeah, Naomi.
What?
You haven't been in Climate Countdown, have you?
No.
You don't usually sound like that. God, this one, you could really see the bubbles in this one. But the green, like, it's like they're I don't know. I need to stop touching it. I can't stop touching it, but it's so cold. My hands are so
You're
cold.
like a bug with a blue light.
It's just, wow, okay. People are saying the ice sheets are melting, and it's really hard to know what that looks like if you haven't been there. Even if you can see video, this is somehow like having that tangible, visceral connection to the ice, like touching the ice. It really does bring it home, doesn't it? They're so beautiful. And they are melting. I mean,
Really old.
and old, and once they melt, that's it. You can't make them again. I feel like it's always so abstract, these, like the agreement, and that's something for us as kind of citizens are like, but like, what does it mean? Like, it's like 2 degrees, like it is, it's 400 ppm. You're like, it's really hard to conceptualize those, and it's easy, I think, to get lost in that world and forget that it is about people. They're people feeling the effects already, and it's
Yes, people take the sense that, oh, okay, it's about states and the states are talking, but the states are making decisions that are going to affect the lives of people, and the decisions they make for us, we're going to hold them accountable. So I hope everyone wakes up and takes notice of this COP21 and gets involved to familiarize themselves with what is going on and the decisions that are being made, because whether you like it or not, whether you want to or not, it's going to affect you.
So we're in Copenhagen on our way home from COP21, and it's kind of a random place to go considering that Copenhagen was where it all fell apart last time. And here we are after a successful Paris Agreement being approved and adopted, and we're on our way back to New York via Copenhagen. So I don't know exactly what it means, but it kind of feels right. So I was reading it on the plane. I'm still not clear on like how much is legally binding and how much isn't. It's not perfect, but it was never going to be perfect when you have to get consensus from almost 200 countries with completely different domestic political realities. And can you talk a little bit about what needs to come after Paris?
The way the architecture of the Paris Agreement is being done, it is a new agreement. It'll be a new legally binding agreement that will set the framework for the future. And the future is about ratcheting up ambition. We're looking at a 2018 new reintroduction of the climate plans or evaluations of them, and then a 2020 onwards new phase of activities, and then every few years we ratchet up. So hopefully we start a virtuous cycle of actions to tackle climate change in Paris that can be ramped up over time.
The INDCs are now turning into INDCs because they're not intended anymore. They are just nationally determined contributions. We had the ad hoc working group on the Durban Platform for Enhanced Action, which is the ADP. Now we have the ad hoc working group on the Paris Agreement, which maybe that's the APA? I don't know. Don't know what the acronym is yet. I'm sure they'll create an acronym. Don't you worry about that.
Add it to the pile.
I think what they set out to do was to send a clear signal to the rest of the world, to business, to civil society, that they're moving away from fossil fuels. And I think that it's done that.
The agreement's not the only game in town anymore. The Paris outcome narrative is not just about negotiating words on a piece of paper, which the country's governments are doing. They've been all kinds of activities here. Every single day there's been announcements by other stakeholders, private sector, companies, mayors of cities, civil society, indigenous groups. Every day there's been a group of people coming together announcing, some groups of countries, that they're going to do something. They're going to tackle climate change, regardless of whatever agreement is reached in the UNFCCC process. There are actors now acting to tackle climate change. And I think the narrative of Paris is that the momentum is on our side.
Oh, hello.
Oh my God. For me, it was kind of really cool because I got to see a bunch of really amazing people come together, just everyday citizens who really believe in the cause, and I think that that's where the real change is, like you've said before. I mean, that the civil society is what, I use the word civil society.
I know, I hate that word.
I hate that word because I just think people are people, which is true, and people are people, but people are waking up, and I think overall Paris showed that people are ready to do something about it.
All in all, I'm really glad we went. What about you?
I'm very glad we won.
I'm really proud to have been there for that moment. I feel like I think it is a turning point. I hope I'm right. But it feels like...
dun.
I'm going to drink my glog now.
Cheers to a successful 8 months, and we end here. Well, I guess we end in New York, but...
The agreement is going to be in New York, ready to be opened for signing on April 22nd, 2016. So I was kind of thinking that maybe we can start up Climate Countdown again with that, because it'll be the signing of the Paris Agreement.